Today's hymn is Day by Day, hymn number 532 in the Adventist hymnals. This is a hymn for a troubled time. This hymn was authored by Karolina Sandell Berg in 1865. What she's trying to communicate to you and me is that God's promises are sure. God alone knows what is best for your life. And at God's own special time, He will bestow that which He sees fit to bestow at that particular time. Karolina was a pastor's daughter. She could spend most of her time writing poems and playing games in her father's study. And so it was from her father that she learned to trust Jesus, that she learned to have faith in the promises of the Lord. It is so important for you young people to note that God in the future will give us a privilege to be parents. And what God will demand from us is our faithfulness in raising our children. God will demand us to enable our children to trust in Him by the examples that you will give. If your children in the future won't trust in you, then it will be difficult for them to trust in God even as they grow older. And so it was from her father's side that she learned to lean on Jesus. Now, at the age of 26, Karolina Sandell Berg's faith was tested when she accompanied her father on a boat trip. There was a storm and suddenly the boat lurched forward and she helplessly watched her father being thrown overboard into his watery grave. The record says from that day onwards, a long life sorrow struck the heart of Karolina Sandell Berg. And at that moment, what she could only do was to trust the Heavenly Father's wisdom, because God alone knew why that tragedy had occurred at that time in 1858. This reminds me of a text that is Romans chapter 8 and verse 28, which speaks to you and me that all things happen for our good because we love the Lord. And so God wanted to communicate something to Karolina Sandell Berg in 1858 when she was met with that tragedy. You see, God does not allow us to go through the pain that we cannot handle. It is out of the tragedy that Karolina Sandell Berg experienced in 1858 that a hymn was born. And so, child of God, there are moments in your life that are difficult for you to handle. There are times where God allows certain things to happen. You may not understand why He is allowing those things to happen to you in that way. But what you can know is God is working for your good behind the scenes. And so, because of that long life sorrow that overtook Karolina Sandell Berg, you will notice that she went on writing poems, writing hymns, and she went on inspiring and encouraging others because she trusted in the promises of the Heavenly Father. Day by day, and with each passing moment, strength I find to meet my trials here. Trusting in my Father's wise bestowment, I have no cause, no worry or fear. These are the words in the first verse, clearly bringing hope to a troubled soul, that there is hope beyond sorrows. You may suffer now, but your lifelong loss will be again when Christ comes. This reminds me of what Adam Clark was told when the mother told him, your loss for Jesus would be your long life gain. And so, child of God, I just wanted to briefly share this with you, that you can trust the Heavenly Father's wise bestowment even in times that are challenging, because when we are helpless and hopeless, God can work His providence in our lives. It is God alone to see us through. It is God alone who can say, peace be still in our lives. And so, child of God, this was a hymn for troubled times. Sing it, live it, and love it, day by day, and with each passing moment. Strength